Hey guys, welcome back. Now, as promised, today we are going to be hitting the road, so have a quick look. You can see, oh Jesus, coming. There we go. So we're pretty stocked, but we are good to go. Everything's loaded up. The only thing that we sort of had a bit of an issue with was the extra deck chair, but problem solved. So let's make some tracks. All right, so we've been on the road for about an hour now, and we're now in a town called Skipton. We're actually standing on the Francis Ormond Bridge, so it's a bridge that's in honour of someone from 1800s. If you want to know more, you should probably come and check out this town, because it's actually a pretty rad little town. But seeing as we've got about 2 hours to go before we get to where we're staying tonight, we better hit the road and make some tracks, because otherwise it's going to be dark before we get there. So let's keep moving. Alrighty, pit stop number 2. So we've just filled up the ute and sort of heading out of town in Ararat. We found a scenic lookout. Turns out, this plate just up here, we're now 578 metres above sea level. So if you have a bit of a look around here, the view is absolutely spectacular. Not too dang shabby. Okay guys, so we've arrived in Halls Gap. We're actually just outside of Halls Gap at a place called Plantation Campground, free camping ground. We've got everything set up already for the most part. We're just cooking a little bit of grub now. So we're going to have a bit of a feed, sign off for the night. We'll get back tomorrow morning because we've got a bit of an adventure going on before we do another 400k trek right up to the top of the state. Have a good night guys. Hey guys, morning of day 2 of our travels. So we've had a great sleep here in beautiful Halls Gap. You can sort of see from here, the scenery's pretty epic around here, mountain ranges and whatever. So we're going to duck into the town, get a couple more supplies, maybe mid-morning snack, and then it's a 4-hour trek north up to Mildura where we're going to be spending the next few days. So we're going to finish packing up and hit the road. One down, one to go. Alrighty guys, we've just made a quick pit stop. We're only about half an hour out of Halls Gap, but as luck would have it, we've randomly stumbled across a giant koala. So I thought, why not just give you guys a bit of a sneak peek at some of the random stuff that we find on our travels, and I think this is pretty rad. So, like I said, if you ever go up to Halls Gap, take a run down the road. This thing's just around the corner, and it is pretty rad. However, it's going to be lunchtime soon, so we're going to make tracks because I'm hungry. Okay, so we've stopped off here in Horsham. We've actually come to Sawyer Park and took advantage of the fact they've got a free barbecue. It means less cleaning and less mucking around in the back of the ute for me. Now, as luck would have it, and you can probably see some kids playing on it now, tree, rope, swing, river, what more needs to be said? So I think the next time we're up here, we are definitely going to come here for a longer stay and have a bit more of a play. For now, we've still got to trek up to Mildura. We've got about 3 hours till we get there, so let's keep moving. Alrighty, so there's something I've seen as a kid that I always wanted to try, and today's a perfect time to try it. See if you can use your engine as an oven. We've got a couple of leftover like little barbecuing steaks. We're going to chuck them in this oven and see if they actually roast. So, look, I don't reckon it'll work, but I could be proven wrong. I'd be interested to find out. So, keep them there, hopefully they don't do something shit. Got them in the foil, make sure they get cooked all the way around. That's it, driving time. So we're driving in this random town of Beulah or something, I don't know. It's got like about 9 people that live here. Bit of literally the sticks. And probably been one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, if I could take it and put it in the front of my house, I would. That would look great perched out the front. It's just cool. So I've just been reminded that we've got steaks cooking, so let's have a look, eh? Well, we didn't lose them. There's a start. Holy shit.
What?
It's actually slowly cooking.
Can I see?
Look at that. Look at that. Well, seeing as they're cooking really, really slowly, because that's been about an hour, I reckon by the time we reach Mildura, which is still about 3 hours away according to GPS, we might actually have some freshly cooked, although probably not very tasty, engine steaks. All right, let's go. We've been driving for a little while now and it's been a lot of nothing except those giant things. So the big grain silos. So this one actually has the silo art on it. Now we did sort of have a sign saying silo art a few k's down the road, but we thought we'd bypass that. Now we did have this back in Geelong, but they've just demolished it for housing development. And we may have to come back here at a bit more of a wetter part of the year because there's a sign just over here. See how it says dry weather road only? Basically means that's going to be a big slushy mud pit and it's going to be a heck of a lot of fun. So I reckon we'll be back here in a few months just to go have a bit of fun on and off road, technically. So I thought I'd give you guys a bit of a close-up of the silo art there. It actually is pretty interesting. Definitely a lot of talent goes into being able to create something like that. So, alrighty, back on the road we go. Stuff that seems to happen on all of my adventures. As a car guy going for a place called Speed. What a freaking brilliant name that is. So you know what? I like the way they've done this. Bit of irony there. Please slow down. Turns out us Hurrians come through here.
Speed, give me what I need. Yeah, white lightning. Let's speed on speed.
So we're about 60 k's out of Mildura now and it's a fruit-free zone. So for anyone that does come up this way, don't bring fruit. Apparently, as you can see by the side, it's not fucking worth it. So, yeah, unplanned stuff, hey? Oh well, almost back there. Alrighty, so we're about, what, 20 minutes out of Mildura and of course, having no idea what's around here, we did not know that Big Lizzie was up here. We are in Red Cliffs, so just in the water. And I mean, this thing is massive. You can see from here. Like, I'm just under 6 foot tall, and that's the depth. So, if you ever got kids, this thing would be a hit for sure. Pretty sick, considering it has a 4-ton engine with 1 cylinder with 60 horsepower. Or sorry, 8-ton engine. 8-ton engine. My bad. Big engine, no balls. But it was made in what 1914. So you know what? Not bad for what they did. Oh well. Let's see what else we can find then, hey? Alright, so unfortunately we've had a bit of a change of plans. We've tried to camp in Mildura and no good. So you know what? We've sort of headed back towards Geelong. So we had about an hour back out. Ended up at this pretty rad little spot, which I'll find the name for you in our next video. Looks like a really good spot actually, and we've got a ripper of a moon tonight as well. But before we go, this bad boy's been cooking for a few hours now. Oh, they feel pretty firm actually. Sorry about this, folks. I've had to improvise with the camera. All right, so you know what? Get a bit of a closer look at that. It is cooking, but not really well. So I suppose with a few more hours, or maybe with an engine that actually gets a bit hotter, you could probably get that thing to really cook up. But at least now we've answered the age-old question. Yes, you can cook a steak on an engine, but I would advise against it. Alrighty, so look, we're going to sign off for today. Join us again in a couple of days when we get the next video uploaded. It's going to be the second half of our adventure. So we'll be starting off in the morning after we wake up from this snooze and heading over to Echuca, which is about a 3.5 hour trek. And I'm hoping that with the random events of our trip so far, we end up with some really cool stuff along the way. So until then, look after yourself and we'll see you soon.